Hello, hello, hello. Well, hello guys. Flip that camera around. It's Sunday. It's week 28. Paula Montgomery, welcome to Desert Cat Creations and the Bead Stash Challenge. Today, it's week 28. It's hard to believe, but it's true. So today we're going to be making a bonus project, and we're going to be drawing to see what we're going to make this Thursday when we do our regular weekly design reveal, okay? So if you're new to us, we are home of the Bead Stash Challenge, which is a group of cards. We have multiple decks. We have 5 decks of cards, but you need to start with deck 1, and the cards are designed to help you with your creativity. You know, if you're staring at a stash of beads, you just got your monthly bead pack, all those things, and you just don't know where to start. The cards are a great way to get you started, get those creative juices flowing, and you never know what you'll discover. You know, I make jewelry every week, and I like to think that I can be creative, but I have to say, you know, some of these things really push my creativity. Now, like last week, and I don't have it here with me, I made a bolo style necklace, and I have to say, if went for the cards, I wouldn't have done something like that. Now, you may say to yourself, I don't need a necklace like that. That's fine. But, you know, I tried some different things. It gave me some ideas and things to try that I might not have otherwise. So, you know, and I'm wearing like one of the necklaces we made a while back. So, you know, it really helps me because I love to buy beads, okay? And I get overwhelmed by my piles of beads, and sometimes I really don't know where to start. And, you know, as my husband always says, how many pairs of earrings do you actually need? And I guarantee you I have more pairs of earrings than there are days of the year, probably. Maybe not. Although, you know, I can't swear to it. When you calculate in the holiday earrings and all that, it's quite possible. So... obviously I need to give away more stuff and sell more stuff, right? But anyways, it's Sunday. I had fun watching the World Cup yesterday, the World Cup matches. I mentioned, I think last week, you know, I'm not necessarily a diehard soccer fan, but I do love to watch it during the Olympics and during the World Cup. I should watch more of it, but you know, it's not always broadcast conveniently, so there. But I enjoyed it. Looking forward to seeing the next few games. So, all right, let's go ahead and get our drawing done so we can work our project, because we're running a little bit late here. So let me scroll that in. All right, so I have all 5 of our decks: our deck 1, our color deck, our non-jewelry and findings deck, our sun and sea deck, and our Desert Southwest deck all shuffled in together. After I make a project, I set those cards aside because I want to make sure we use every card as we go through it, you know, so that we're not like always doing the same cards over and over. Hey, Lorraine, thanks for joining me. So since I set them aside, I am down to 3 make cards before we have to reshuffle. I didn't even peek to see what was in here, but we'll see. What are we going to make for week 28? We are going to make earrings or an ear cuff. All right. I actually always enjoy drawing the earring card because I like making earrings. So, Anyways, our next cards are our use cards. These are what we are going to use from our stash in our design. Now, if you're new, you can draw one card if that's if that does it for you. I like to draw 3, but you could draw 4 or 5 if you say you draw the necklace card. You could draw quite a few cards and probably incorporate them into your design, right? Earrings, maybe not so much depending on what you draw. But let's say what we're going to use in our design. We are going to use gray. So anything gray. We are going to use split rings. Okay. And heishi beads. All right. If you don't know what heishi beads are, they're sort of, like a rondelle, but they're flat. So you line them all up, it gives you a flat look. So I don't know that I have anything convenient around here that shows what a heishi bead is, but you'll find out on Thursday if you don't already know. All right, and our last cards are our challenge cards. So the challenge cards add an extra boost to our creativity. So these are often like a theme, especially if you get the the Desert Southwest or the Sun and Sea decks. All the challenge cards in there are definitely kind of themes. But it can also be a design aspect that we have to incorporate into our design. So what are we going to make? A clasp the focal point of my design. Now, you know what? I could do that, but since I'm making earrings, we're putting that card back, all right? And see, you can do that if you're new and just starting out and you draw a card and you have nothing in your stash, you can put it away or aside and draw something new, because or you can go out and buy something new. It's a good excuse, right? But anyways, yeah, you can put them back if you really think, like putting clasps in earrings, maybe not the best thing, although I have done it plenty of times. All right, so but instead of trying to put clasp in there, we are going to design something inspired by a boardwalk or a pier. All right, so that can be colors, it can be textures, it can be things, like maybe I'll put fish in my design, or because, people fish off the pier, or something like that. So it can be any, any aspect of the boardwalk or pier that you want to incorporate into your design. All right. So just realize that we don't turn these cards decks over at the same time. So our challenge deck was turned over not too long ago. Our used cards were turned over not too long ago. They tend to be turned over more frequently because we use 3 of them in our drawings. But anyways, so on Thursday, we're going to make either earrings or an earring cuff. I've made earring cuffs a few times if you guys aren't familiar with them. Because, sometimes you have friends. I have friends that don't have pierced ears, and it's a nice way to incorporate them. My cards are starting to look a little worn. Well, I have been using these weekly for 3 years. Okay, so anyways, we're going to make a pair of earrings or an ear cuff. We're going to use gray. We're going to use split rings. We're going to use heishi beads. And our design will be inspired by a boardwalk or pier. All right. That should be fun. Can't wait. Sorry, just getting a drink. All right, so because I was watching soccer, football, depending on where you're from, yesterday, I didn't spend as much time coming up with my design. I was also working on putting my kit together. So don't forget, if you're in the Tucson area, I will be teaching a live class with our Desert Blooms bracelets. You get enough beads to make 2 bracelets. These ones are a little different than here. You'll get beads to match these. These are my original ones here. A couple of the kits may have different colored flowers only because I didn't have a ton of the burgundy, but it depends on how many of you show up for class. But we will make 2 bracelets. I am going to give you options on clasps in case you don't like the toggles or lobsters. Anyways, we're going to make those. The class is on July 20th from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Freebird shop in Catalina. Okay? So you can register online at the Freebird shop. If you don't know, can't find that or need help with that, just drop me a direct message and we'll figure things out, okay? All right, so I thought I would make something today using a kit, a lot of the pieces from the bargain bead box, okay? We're gonna make, I am gonna use this to be the centerpiece in a bracelet, okay? So if you've ever made like a half and half bracelet, Candy Cooper, I don't know, several years ago, was making half and half. So the idea being you have one half that's one style and the other half the other style. So I thought maybe using a this sun, which is actually, you know, a chandelier piece, and then we'll have a triple strand on one side and a single strand on the other side. Hey, Janelda. We're messing around with stuff. So a lot of this is from, I don't know, what was the sunshine box? Was that the April? I want to say it was March or April. Must have been March. I don't know. I honestly don't remember, and I don't label my things, but a lot of these beads are from the bargain bead box from a few months ago. A couple of these strands were actually from their Easter sale. I just happened to get strands that match this. So I think this is some looks like moonstone to me. Alright. Get some chain here if I need it. I'm not sure I'm going to need that. Anyways, but I've got a lot of neutrals here. So, you know, those of you guys that watch me all the time know this is not really my color set, but we're going to work with them, okay? So I hadn't used them. I thought these were kind of fun. These are adventuring. You know what? I actually have made a lot of peach adventuring stuff, though, haven't I? But we might as well use these longer beads. I think they'll work in this style. I don't really have any spacers here. I know I had some gold ones here. Let me dig for a moment. I was, like I said, a little unorganized because I was watching soccer last night, and there we go. We got some gold spacers. All right, so let's see what we've got here. All right, so we need to design on both sides. I haven't decided if I'm just going to use it. I think I'm going to use the this lobster because it has 3 strands. It could end up being heavy on the other side. So I don't think I want to use this magnetic clasp. But a nice gold loop would be nice, but I don't think I don't have one that would be easy enough to find, so we won't worry about that. All right, so let's design our bracelet here. And zoom in just a tad more because we've got an assortment of beads here. Now, you know, we can do solid strands of one thing, you know, like, so we've got like these crystals. I can put some spacers in there. And then maybe those as my center. Oh, and then I had cubes. I got too many options here, guys. I don't know. I was thinking, normally when I make these and I see them, what I like to do is put, like on the single side, something bigger. So I was thinking, these aren't huge, but they're bigger. So maybe I don't. Maybe I don't want to use that moonstone. Could do crystals on one side, cubes on one side, and tubes in the middle. What do you guys think about that? And I do have some crystals we can use to kind of bring it all together. I'm going to pull this. All right, so if normal bracelet, 7, a little over 7. Want this somewhere around the 3.5 mark. Maybe move that. All right. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't gotten my new bargain bead box yet. I think it's coming tomorrow. So excited to see it. I did kind of glance at the preview, but I didn't watch the whole thing. All right, let's get some of these crystals out. You know, I think I'm going to shorten this. Yours came with no note. Oh, well, I did get a shipping notice, but all right. All right, I think that'll be one side. I think this side's going to end up being a lot heavier, but just for consistency, maybe we'll put crystals here. And I want to put something between these long beads. So that could be a way to bring in a different stone here. We could use these to take a little weight off of the sides here. I don't know. All right, let's maybe string up the one side and then we'll work on the other side. All right. And we are going to use just medium gray because I didn't have time to go looking for my other yeah, those cubes are really pretty. Well, I will use gold crimp beads just so that it matches the gold, but I don't have my gold wire handy, so that'll be okay. Now we could, we could do some wire wrap loops on this, but I think it'll be easier just to string it. So, all right, so thinking that'll be my one side. What's the clasp, Bill? Let's a couple of crimp beads out here. Actually, we'll definitely need more than that, won't we? All right, and then we're going to attach it to the single side here. And we are going to use our magic crimper so that we have our little gold bead, right? All right. Oh wait, keeps sliding around on me. There we go. I got that last corner there. All right. So let's see if this wire will fit back through there. Are you guys working on today? Anything? Janelle, I know you're always working on something, so. We actually had a good monsoon storm last night, so that was exciting. Oh, and exciting news, my night blooming organ pipe cactus is going to bloom, I think, either tonight or tomorrow night, so I will work on pictures of that. All right, so I'm just going to put this on my arm a minute and see how far around it goes, and I think that'll be just fine. So now I just need enough room to put the lobster on this. You know, you could use a bead stopper and wait, but I suspect that if I do that, it'll be all over my floor. So, and you guys know I already have enough beads on my floor. So, all right, we're just gonna I'm gonna put the lobster on this end. I think it'll make it a little easier, but I can't swear to it. Not working on anything, huh? So are these hardwired projects? Are they all wire working, or is it a variety of things? All right, let's see. And you guys can't see what I'm doing. I was working my bead through my second strand through the hole in that bead. It was a little tight, but I'm going to put it through at least one more bead, because you know it helps keep our bracelets safe just in case, right? So we're pushing down, pulling, pushing everything down towards the rest of the bracelet. Ooh, almost sent that strand of beads going. All right, and then we're gonna pull it tighter. And I think one more. All right, that's pretty tight. I don't want it so tight it won't bend, so I'm gonna loosen it a little bit. All right, let's carefully do another ravioli. You'll have to share it when you, Janelle, to share your project when you're done. I'd be curious to see. I don't actually belong to any paid groups. All right, so we got the first half, which was the easy part, right? Okay, now one at a time. So I think I will build the center one first. And I think I think I want to do these long beads. I don't know, maybe just the crystals in there. Or do you think these, because I was thinking these bigger crystals with the cubes would be good. All right, let's check our measurements here. So we're at 4 inches right now. Really do feel like I need, let me see if I have, right now I have some gold jump rings, but I don't have any, I don't know if I have any closed rings, but I do think my life will be simpler if I use a ring to attach these two. Maybe. I was gonna say maybe the chain. I have a piece of like brass chain here. Is it open? I think it's actually a closed chain. I'm gonna use one of these rings from here. I could put chain on either side, just to make it simple. All right, I'm gonna use that as my hook. To hook the 3 things to, right? It's probably long enough. Looks like it might be a little short. We'll have to see. All right, because you know it gets longer when you have your loop, right? All right. So we're going to attach it to our sun piece first. So. These beads are kind of fun. These long rice bicones, faceted rice, whatever they call them. I don't know. But long beads do have their challenges. You gotta do something. You know, they can end up making your design too stiff. All right, let's. Our crimp bead. And we're going to put it in the center. I suppose I could put chain, you know, as one of my 3 things, except for the chain I have out here is really small, so I don't think it would work as well. All right, we're doing our ravioli. And we're doing it from the side. All right. And let's see if we can get our wire back through. Really don't. We had lots of raviolis today. Yeah, gonna make me hungry for Italian food. Oh, I was gonna say it looks like our bead has a little issue, but it's the wire. Right. And the bead still has an issue. It's a little off centered there. You know, most beads are hand carved, so they will not be perfect usually. Unless, you know, the machined ones are, maybe. All right, so I am going to attach this to this ring. Let's go back through. We'll just come up through there because and now we gotta check our sizing, right? So that puts us just over 7 inches. Which actually I think will work for me, so. All right, let's slide that down a little. And we're making our ravioli. And try not to squeeze our beads, right? All right. So, you know, so we do have some options here, right? So we could, if we wanted to, we could just hang some charms from there. I think that bead was damaged. Okay. You know, that could be a fun design. You could trim the ends off if you want. Thank you, Lorraine. You know, and just use the sun as a centerpiece. So that's always an option if you wanted to stop there. Or we can struggle our way through making these other sides fit, which, and I'm not joking when I talk about struggling, because you have to, getting them to line up can be a challenge. But, you know, I know, Lorraine, you made a multi-strand the other day. I'm gonna yeah, I don't have any gold charms sitting out here, so we are going to make more. So I pre-cut this wire just because I think at this point it'll be easier to do it that way. I'm going to go ahead and attach one side here. And then we can just design directly on here. All right, so once again, we're making our raviolis. All right. Make your own dangles. Yeah, we could make our own dangles. All right, so recall that, so these other ones need to be a little longer than this one. We'll use these. I think these are moonstone. They weren't labeled, so they look like moonstone to me. But I am not an expert. So let's see if we can use some of these long spacers here. Maybe a crystal in there next to the spacer might. I'm gonna put a couple beads on here, and then we'll let you guys look at it and see what you think. I need it to get all the way down here. It's like maybe if we put this on and then here, let's see how that hangs. So that it definitely comes out longer, but that's okay too, right? Because then it would have some space. I think I need a bead there, but I don't have to use this long one. We do have those short, or we do have some rounds just to add the little gold in there. All right, let's see how that goes. I think that'll actually work. What do you guys think? You like that long bar in there? I think I like it. I may do that on both sides, but we're going to use different beads on both sides. Okay. Sorry, I'm running over. If you had places you needed to be today. Let's see. I need 3 more. But we should be speeding up now, right? That crimp was damaged there, so we'll set that one aside. All right, so this is where you'll really be able to tell is when you once you crimp and put the wire on here. See if I can get it through the crystal. One's got a tiny hole in it, so all right. Yeah, just just means this one won't. But I think that length works well, or does it? Okay, so remember, this is the center. So we're going to have a little bigger loop there, but I think it works. All right. Not sure what the best angle to work my crimp from is, but all right. So we didn't get to send this back through as much, but that's okay. So, all right, one more real quick, guys, right? It's coming together. All right, let's cut another piece. So I'm going the length that I need plus about an inch on either end. And like so, we'll do this end first. So next weekend is TGBE again. And normally I would just switch to Monday. But I have stuff going on Monday. So we may just draw and post cards and not do a bonus project next week. But I kind of wanted to because I am actually going to be gone the following week. But I can do a delayed one, so but it'll be delayed to like Tuesday. All right, this one we're going to do these crystals. Cubes. And then I'm going to do a tube. All right, let's see what this looks like once I get it up here. I don't know if that's shorter or... Actually, it looks like it came out to about the same length as our other one, so I'll put this on here. See what you guys think. Do you like the cubes and the... I think that works. Let's see if this... All right. Now make sure you don't cross your wires unless you want to. Now you could braid them, you know, if you wanted to interlace them, especially if you're using wire. That would be one way to use a thin chain, not a wire. Would be to sort of braid it together just to make it fit a little better with the beads. And we can all go eat Italian food for dinner, right? Ravioli's my favorite pasta, actually. I will. All right, trying to get this through the crystal. I'd say it's a good thing I'm making this for more of a demo or for me, because some of these beads, the drills are off. Which, you know, if you're working with like I said, with beads, sometimes things will be a little off. And you also got to remember, if your source is getting them cheap, there's a reason for that sometimes. I can tell you the imperfects at the gem shows are a lot cheaper than the, you know, they're really well done. All right, I think we got it, guys. Woo! All right. I'm just hoping this crimp was a little off. I guess that'll be with, just like my beads are a little off today. All right. There we go. We have a crimp. Trim our wire carefully so that we don't trim anything we don't want to. And here we go. A nice sunny bracelet. Now let's see what that looks like on. You know, I can't actually put a bracelet on without my bracelet helper anymore. I shouldn't say never, but it is hard for me to remember our bracelet helper. So I'm taking my ring that I want to hook this into. Now you could go either way with this bracelet. You know, you could have the 3 on the outside or the 3 on the inside. Whatever makes sense to you. And remember, see, holding that made it a little easier for me to hook that through there. But there you go. Another way to use chandelier parts and a variety of beads in one design. What do you think? Very neutral, very bright. I think I would love, I need to, or I would like to pull out my patina paints and maybe, or just some black to tone down that gold a little bit, because it's awfully bright there. But all right, so now we used a bunch of our pieces. We used these long beads, and so remember, you know, separating them with something smaller helps them move a little bit. And these long tubes, and just something a little different. All right. Well, thanks for joining me. Sorry I ran late. There was a little bit of designing that had to be done there. So let's go ahead and put the camera. All right, we'll be back on Thursday which we are going to make earrings or ear cuff gray. We're going to use gray, we're going to use split rings, we're going to use heishi beads, and we're going to be inspired by a boardwalk or pier, okay? So we're going to make something beachy, some beachy earrings or ear cuffs. We'll see what I'm in the mood for. On Thursday at noon, if you haven't already, please like and follow Desert Cat Creations on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to us on YouTube. And don't forget, because I can't do it this weekend or the following weekend, so maybe that first weekend in August, we'll do a make-along for our quail. So if you haven't gotten your quail kit yet, my sale on the website ended last night, but if you direct message me, I will work with you to honor the 20% off. And you remember, you get 3 quail, so we will do that make along in early August. You get a large quail, a medium quail, and the super duper cute baby quail. So we will be scheduling that make along soon. So all right, and so like I said, we'll be back Thursday. We'll have some fun making those earrings, and we will see what like I said, what we do for the weekend. I may just draw just because it is a TGBE weekend, and I know everybody likes to support all those folks out there. So you're looking to make the quails with me. Okay. Yeah, they're all, I don't know if you peeked at them, they're all slightly different. There's a lot of similarity, but the tails are different on all of them. The rest of it is the same. The feet and the bodies are the same. But, it's just how it worked out. So looking forward to sharing that with you. Thanks again. Have a great week. I will see you guys around on the internet in various places, and I hope that you are having a chance to enjoy some summer weather and not too much heat and not too much rain, depending on where you are. I know a lot of people got clobbered. Like I said, we had a storm that woke me up last night, but it's our first real monsoon season storm since the first day of monsoon. So, and hopefully I'll have blooming cactus pictures to show you. My organ pipe is going to bloom either tonight or tomorrow night, I think. 2 more days at the latest. So hopefully the storms won't stop that, because last night it was raining, so I didn't go out and check on it, but it's still there, hasn't bloomed. So like I said, I'll check it tonight and see if it's going to open. The good thing is I think I can tell, so then I can hopefully not have to go out in the rain to do that, because it's on the far side of my yard. So you know, when it's 9 o'clock at night, because that's when it opens up. It starts opening, you know, maybe around 7:30 or 8, but they don't finish opening till good 9 or 9:30. So anyways, I will see you guys later. Show me what you're working on, and like I said, if it's too hot or if it's too rainy, great time to be inside and be creative and using your Bead Stash challenge cards. So see you all later. Bye.